Hello and welcome to CEAZOR Snack Sandwich. Today we're going to take a look at PREMIA. I think it's PREMIA. Anyhow, this is a next generation's options AMA and it's a doozy. It took me quite a while to go through the docs. The docs is quite thorough. I would suggest you do come here and read this if you have some time. The pricing, math and all of the implied volatility and the C overview, it's in-depth stuff. They did a good job on the docs of covering everything that you need to know and giving you all the details that you need. So I would suggest if you really want to geek out, then come in here and read through the docs, okay? But I'm going to give you a bite-sized kind of overview of what is PREMIA and how does it work, and I'm going to just basically do that by explaining things that are found here inside the app itself. Okay, so here we have our dashboard, the open positions, and I should probably start that saying that this is launched on both Ethereum and Arbitrum. So if you check my wallet, I am currently on the Arbitrum network. So I'm up here working away and I'm testing it out and stuff like that. So you have options, any positions you have open, any option positions you do have open, you can come here and check them. And I would also probably say that I'm not going to talk about how to trade options in this video. I'm not going to talk about, what are some strategies for making money with options. That's up to you. If you know how to trade options, then I'm just here to explain what this product does and how it makes trading options a little bit easier, or at least making money off people who try to trade options. And then we have yield positions. These are the positions that basically, this is basically me. I have provided, 8 ETH here to, WETH call options and my current APR and stuff like this. So let's go into the options first and let's talk a little bit about what makes this one special. So now you can currently trade ETH, WBTC, or Link call options or put options. So as you can probably guess by the arrow, a call option is a bet that the price will go up and a put option is a bet that the price will go down. Now, the liquidity for these options is supplied by other users and they provide liquidity to the pools. So what other options platforms tend to have is they have this issue of when you provide to the pool, then you set the strike price and so forth. But here, people come here and they have a lot of range that they can choose. So they can choose from these preset ranges here, and they can also put in something specific, like they think, oh, maybe ETH will go to 4,700. So they can put that price in there, and then they can also check the expiration date. And as you can see, as you change perimeters, right, the pricing of the option changes as well because of the aspects of risk, right? So let's go over to the docs to talk a little bit about this. Here are the things that they look at when they're trying to decide what is the price of the option. So they use the Black-Scholes method, which is again, just the strike price, the spot price, the option maturity. So this is the date when it's going to mature, right? The implied volatility, and I'm not going to get into the implied volatility. That's down here somewhere in here. You can read through that in the docs and have fun trying to understand it. The risk-free return, and then also there's 2 more things that PREMIA adds, and that is the position size and then the pool capital supply and demand. This is the interesting thing here. This is the thing that makes PREMIA quite special. So as you can see, as you change the date, the size, the price, the strike price, when you will be able to exercise this, anything above 4,700, and then also the position size. So if I change this to 0.2 ETH, the price changes quite a bit, right? So what it does, if I want to open this position, if I buy this option, it's going to take ETH out of the pool and stick it into a contract in escrow. And then when that, my premium will go into that escrow contract as well. And then when it's time to exercise, or if I don't get to exercise at the end of the expiration date, then maybe a keeper bot or me will exercise that option, or expire that option and send the money that's owed back to the pool, and I would get my profits out. Now again, the same thing with put options and call options and so forth. So that's pretty much how the options work. I think it's pretty interesting. The last thing that you want to mention is down here. The pricing has this, like what I said here, this pool capacity, supply, and demand. So here is the gray line here is basically the spot price, or if you want to call it, this is the price that's based on like the Black-Scholes method. And then here is basically the price, you know, increase or decrease. So if you buy it right now, you're getting a discount on the option price because there is a high supply in the pool and there's more, you know, the utilization is lower, is not as high as it wants as it should be. So they've got some crazy math to figure out this, like this chart here, and the discount on the options prices. And you can also come here and you can see, right? So there's the base price, which is $48, and the C level adjustment, it's $9 cheaper because there is a lower utilization ratio. Like there's more money in the pool waiting for options, so they give a small discount. And then, you know, based on the size, they give a small, and then the protocol fee. So this protocol fee is taken out of the premium here. And there's also another protocol fee. Let's go to the fees here. So they have these two fees. They have 3% taken off the option protocol price. So it's basically added to the price of basically the premium, right? Like I just showed you, right? So this $40 has been increased by $1.18 because of the protocol fees, the 3%. And then there's also a 3% on the exercise of the value that is exercised. So they're taking, it's not 6% of the total, but it's kind of like, just you can kind of think of it, 3% of the cost of the premium and 3% of the profit you make is taken by the protocol, and it's given to the people who stake X PREMIA and so forth. Well, it does say 80% are given to the X PREMIA stakers. Okay, but we'll get into the staking later. So that covers the options tab here. So now we're over to the pools tab here, and then there's two options up here for supplying to the pools. You can supply to the call for, if you want to supply to the call, like you want to supply to people who want to bet that the price will go up in Ethereum, or you want to supply to the put, then you use DAI. So as you can see, underlying, I would put Ethereum in here, and I would put DAI in here, and I would be supplying to only people who are trying to put options or people who are trying to buy call options, right? So this is an important distinction here. Like you're not supplying to both sides. You only supply to the side that you want to supply to. And it gives you all the information and so forth. So you lock it up in here and you get, but you also get some PREMIA farming because they're initially, I don't know how long it's going to last, but they're currently giving out their governance token, the PREMIA token that you can stake. And, you know, it's the APY is right here. So 10% of your value on Ethereum, or sorry, on Arbitrum. And then if you go back to Ethereum, maybe I'll just do it. And on Ethereum, it's 27% right now because there is a lot less Ethereum inside of this pool than there is on the Arbitrum network. So let's go back to the Arbitrum network. So here I'm back on the Arbitrum network, and you can see I've deposited 8 Ethereum in here just to test this out and so forth. And there's a few key things that you probably have to keep in mind here. You can remove your capital after the first 24 hours. When you first put it in here, it's locked for 24 hours. But after the 24 hours is done, then you can remove liquidity at any time. However, there are options to remove liquidity. If you want to use gradual divestment, which is probably the safest, or not, I don't want to call it the safest, the least expensive, because if you go to here, you can see I currently have no active positions. So that means my Ethereum hasn't been taken by anybody to lock in that options contract for when the exercise date comes. However, if some of my Ethereum was used, then my Ethereum would be locked away and I wouldn't be able to withdraw it. But if I wanted to withdraw, then I could press this instead. And let's say, I want to withdraw on like by this date or so forth. And then what it would do is it would just basically not allow any of my Ethereum to be given out to new options buyers, new option purchasers. So then I could get it out without losing any kind of fees for this early withdrawal, right? And like you can, so as you can see here, the basic is it's remove free liquidity or remove active liquidity, and it'll give you like all the readout and stuff, like how much you know it's going to cost you, and the removable cost here will display it if that's the case, but it doesn't show me because I don't have, you know, I've put it in here less than 24 hours ago, and I have no actual options contracts opened against my Ethereum right now. So Ethereum, add and remove. And I think this is interesting too. I think it's pretty clever. And then we have staking, right? So staking again, if you want to stake your Premia, you have to bridge it down to Mainnet and stake it. And then you can lock it as well. And if you lock it, then you get some bonuses here. It says you lock 5,000, you get a 25% discount on purchases of your options. So if you're an options trader, it's probably a good idea to buy some of these tokens or farm some of these tokens and lock them up, so you can get those sweet discounts on your fees there, and then on the protocol fees, and then you also get a multiplier of like the farming rewards for this. Like when you stake your Premia, you get X Premia, and that gives you a share of the protocol fees. And if you have it locked for the specific periods of time, then you can get these bonuses of like, you know, these multipliers as well. Okay, so I think that pretty much covers like a very quick overview of what's going on here. I hope this has been useful, and I hope it's a good view for you. And thanks so much for watching, and goodbye.